Hello and welcome back to Recorder 101. Today we have lesson 15 and we are beginning La Bergamasca, which will be available, uh, the music in the course site, Recorder 101. Yeah, a couple of stretches, warm up, just all sorts of things. The music, I have going to say something about the music, is I've put it on 5 staves so that there would be one line for each. This is a multi-instrument piece. You can learn just the top line or all of the lines. I have not filled in the bass clef because I don't think there are very many people out there who are working on bass recorder at this time. Okay? It's basically a simple piece. The 15th century, we are dealing with some quarter notes, half notes. We're in the key of F. That's going to be really obvious because F keeps coming up again and again and again. It has a B flat. That means every B that's in there is flat. And for those Finns and Germans who use the German idea, the A, H, C, D, E, F, G. The H, the B, for most of the rest of the world, is the one we're talking about that gets the flat here in the F. So, is it a challenging piece? Not really. We've talked about some of the challenges before in the last lesson. 2 lessons ago, that would be 13, we introduced the B flat. I have a little post-it note cheat sheet on my music, which reminds me of where the B flat is, and I told you that it basically is like this. Those are the ones, including the thumb, and I taught you an alternative fingering that will work for both Baroque recorders and German recorders. So that's it. It's just a matter of teaching it, choosing one, and teaching your fingers to do that. There is one more thing. Several of these lines of music, so you could do all 3, 4 of them with soprano recorders, or tenors. You could do the first line, and the 4th line with the alto. You can do the 3rd line with the, my apologies, the 2nd line with the alto as well, but you'll have to bump it up a full octave for yourself. Talk about that when we get to the altos. One more thing. There are places where one note, in this case the F, gets repeated 6 times. When I've got something like that, mentally I count off. So if I'm working on the F, and here I'm on my Baroque recorder, fingering like this for my F, I just count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, of course silently in my brain. and then I figure out what's coming next. There are places where there are 4 Fs, and there are places where there are 6. So counting is good. Okay, I've taken out my different recorders, sopranos. And the reason I've done that is to give you a visual of the different lines. So here's the top line. Oh, one more thing. Getting colored highlight pens in different colors means that if you want to highlight your line with one color, that really works. That visually I'm following that particular one. The other ones I'm not trying to work with. The score, the music, actually gives you a great deal of variety to choose from. So if you find yourself being really challenged by some things, this can really help. You just practice something very, very basic. Maybe it's just playing Fs. Okay, what's wrong with that? Nothing. Okay, so first line, top line. And yes, you do hear a repeat in there. The music that I was using, I decided not to use the repeat sign because I was having great difficulty getting the program to throw it in when I needed it. So I've written the whole thing out. Okay, using a different recorder, again a Baroque recorder, for the second line. So this one, that's the second line. Yes, it's good to take your own recorder with the music, figure out where your hands are going, study my hands, I, and work it out. So here's the my German recorder. And basically we've got the F on the German recorder, which is here. Remember the F on the Baroque recorder would be like this. We've got the C, and we've got the D. That's all for this one. This is a very good one to be practicing your lower notes. Also comes in multiples. Ah, sorry. I'll have to start again. I forgot to switch from Baroque to German. Back to German. Okay. I've got an air leak somewhere. I don't know where it is. Probably my little finger. Definitely my little finger. Okay, so that's something to consider, the difference in the fingering of the Fs and where your leaks are. Altos. We are in a real comfort zone when we do the top line, because just this hand, well, except for now, there's an F there, and we'll see how my pinky gets there. But basically, we're looking at really a comfortable piece for us. Top line. Sorry, my fingers were out of place. So the B flat for us is like this. In other words, our B flat on a Baroque alto is going to look the same. Here's the alto, here's the soprano. Very similar to the way we play F on the soprano. Just a regular F, the low range F on our soprano. Okay, so that's the way that goes. I hope that the fingering on the top line was clear all the way. My apologies for not catching all of that. You can do the whole of the second line, but you'll have a special challenge if you're playing it exactly, and that is there are two notes, both are E's, that are not in the range of your recorder. So you'll have to count silently and not play those two notes. So that's what this would sound like. Sorry. Yeah, let me get to where I'm thinking. The problem I'm having with this, or that's because I'm not breathing properly there. Because I'm playing these lowest notes, I have to have a warmer type of air. Remember, you're trying to heat your fingers on a cold day. So that's what you're looking for. And I kept hearing that and kept, okay, check my breath, check, okay. And that's why you'll hear that. Third line, skip it, go to the fourth line. Fourth line, I put in to mimic exactly the third line, but a full octave up. So it's an octave higher. So our F is here, thumb and forefinger, and our C is here, and our D is here. That's basically it. So it's a simple one. Once again, people who play tenor recorders, the fingering is exactly the same as the sopranos, depending on if you've got a German or a Baroque. So this is something that really can be played on quite a large group of recorders. It can be played on one recorder, play the top line. It can be played on 3 or 4 recorders. It can be played on a group of soprano recorders. Can be a lot of fun. So work on that. I do suggest that this is something that again has to become faster than this. I don't think it's being played at this speed. I was just trying to make it at a speed where maybe you can see what's happening and hear what's happening and get your fingers under control doing this. So I hope that was successful and is successful for you, and we'll see you next week and start speeding this up and see what else we can do with it. So have a great time.